Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Wrestling Uncensored, episode 575. Tonight, we're previewing the WWE Elimination Chamber. We're recapping everything that happened on SmackDown and Rampage. Jay White makes his AEW debut. Sami Zayn's the new Intercontinental Champion. Johnny North is here. We're ready to go. Let's do it! John. Hi.
What's up?
I don't know, man. I'm banged up. I'm going to struggle through this show. I'm telling you. It's not easy. I'm sick. I'm beat up. I got a sprained ankle. Can you see me? What's happening with our video right now?
Seemed like it just froze for a little bit.
Yeah. What the hell's going on?
But I think you can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I could hear you. I could see me too, but I'm a little weird. Huh.
I think there was probably a glitch. That's what it looked like, but I think we're good now. I hope.
I think so. I think we're good. I'm feeling glitchy today, man. Sprained my ankle a couple days ago. Still busted up on half a crutch. I'm sick. I got some sort of cold or something. I don't know. So hopefully
AJ Kiss.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but hopefully I make it through tonight because I am struggling right now. Struggled to watch SmackDown. It was a struggle. It's not an easy show to sit through. Yeah, but barely. My God, that was boring. I know it was taped last week and everything, so they're not going to do that much, but they did nothing. This is a nothing show tonight. Well, what a terrible episode of SmackDown.
No, we saw stuff. They just didn't tape enough. That was the problem, really. Like, I don't know what you thought. Like it just felt like they had the Ronda segment. I thought Sheamus and Rick was a great match. And then it was just video package. And then that title match, which was kind of disappointing, I thought. And then that face-off. But then you had video package, hype the pay-per-view. Like, they just didn't have enough content. New content.
Yeah, there's very little content. Very little content on this show. It was 2 hours of nothing. Ricochet and Sheamus was okay. The Sami Zayn Shinsuke Nakamura match went on forever and wasn't great. I expected more out of those two.
Was the problem, really, I thought.
The whole match wasn't really terrific. It was okay. They went through it. It was fine.
I think a good ending would have helped that. I mean, to end like that, that's weak. That was super weak.
Let's get to that right now. Let's start with the finish of that terrible match. What the hell was that? Sami, smacks Shinsuke's leg on the apron, brings him back into the ring, kicks him in the other leg, and pins him. What kind of finish is that?
It was the ring post.
Whatever.
So, it was that little thing Brett used to do. Not quite the figure four, but he just smacked the leg.
Yeah.
And then, then he kicked him, and then he pinned him, and that was it. I mean, that was kind of... I mean, you do a match that's so long, and then for it to end like that, that's very disappointing. Like, I don't know why you would do something like that. I guess they thought it's because he's a heel, and they wanted to win, kind of a cheap kind of way, but they don't want him to win, a cheap way. But this is kind of cheap to win this way, but to me, it doesn't work. Like, it just makes it look bad.
It made Shinsuke look bad. It made the match look bad. It made everybody look bad. It was one of the worst finishes I've seen in a very long time. And it was a clean finish. Like, we actually got a winner. Usually WWE has these terrible non-finishes. This was a finish, and it was bad. Kicks the bad leg. Kicks the good leg and beats him. One kick to the leg, and Shinsuke is like, that was it. I couldn't believe that was a finish.
Too.
Yeah, and he's been champion since August. Since August. And he's defended it once or twice since then, Shinsuke. He's barely defended the title, barely had a title reign, has held it for most of a year, and here's Sami beating him with the quickness, with a kick in the leg. What a trash Intercontinental title run, trash finish, and it's going to set us up for Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. Might be the worst Intercontinental title match in the history of WrestleMania.
I don't know. There's been some bad ones, I think, in the past, though.
Sure, but this will rank among the worst, I think. Sami and Johnny Knoxville. You know what Ric Flair says about Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville? Johnny Knoxville is probably the only guy on the roster that Sami could actually beat. Which I still think is funny.
Oh. I imagine Flair's going to have not a lot about this match if he reviews it or not, because it's rough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you saw that chin lock that he had him on. Like, he didn't really have that very well. I'm sure, like, if Flair saw that, he's going to be like, you don't know what you're doing.
The WWE has managed to make me not care at all about Sami Zayn or Shinsuke Nakamura. They're two of the most compelling characters at one point, and now I see them, I'm just like, ugh. Next. They're boring.
I think, though, with Shinsuke, you can at least say that he's just coming back from an injury. He hasn't wrestled, I guess, in months, actually.
No, he's been wrestling.
Well, we haven't seen him been wrestling. Like, maybe he's been wrestling house shows, whatever, but...
Yeah, he's been wrestling. They just haven't done anything with the Intercontinental title. And now Sami's Intercontinental Champion to set up a match at WrestleMania with Johnny Knoxville.
Well, that's not 100% confirmed. That's what we think is going to happen, but yeah, probably, sure.
Not good. Not good. Doug Hepburn says, what happens to Shinsuke Nakamura now? Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal for WrestleMania, if he's lucky. Maybe he feuds with Rick Boogs.
Maybe they go for the tag titles, possibly.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Again, I don't care about Shinsuke Nakamura anymore. I don't care. They do nothing with him. He's been Intercontinental Champion since August. What have they done? How's that worked out? 2 thumbs down. Garbage.
Yeah, it wasn't great. But, I mean, was his first reign great? Not really.
No. I don't think he's done much, really, on the main roster. I think Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura were both way better off in NXT than they have been since coming up to the main roster. The several years that they've been up to the main roster, yeah, their matches were better in NXT. They were more interesting characters. On the main roster, they're not that great. Anthony McDonough out in London, staying up. Thank you, Anthony, member of the team. He says, what's on Johnny's T-shirt? It's a question I'd like to have answered as well, John. Who is that man's face on your shirt?
Oh, this is an independent wrestler, Johnny Primer. I've wrestled him before in Maine.
Johnny Primer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that answers your question, Anthony. It's a wrestler, Johnny Primer. I'm wearing a Mario Kart T-shirt with various Mario Karts on it. So, just in case you were wondering about that.
It looks like it's just Mario and Luigi on it.
No, I got several guys. You want to see it? I got everybody. I think it's 9 guys. I got, what do we got here? We got your Mario.
I can tell Mario and Luigi.
We got your Weege. Koopa Troopa's up here, baby. Down here we got, what do we got? Daisy, Donkey Kong, Yoshi, Toad, and Wario.
That's all right. Oh, Peach.
How you like my Wario impression, though? Pretty good. I'm a Wario. I'm a gonna win.
It actually sounds a little bit more like Waluigi, to be honest.
Yeah, all right. Waluigi.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Wah! All right. So Elimination Chambers tomorrow afternoon, rather. Sami's not going to be there because he's Syrian, and they don't like that in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, he has one with today.
Yeah. Something's up.
Something's like every time something pops up, like everything slows down for me. I don't know for you.
No, me too. We're having glitches. I don't know what's going on with the show tonight. We're glitchy. I think we're getting it. We're trying to fix it, but something's going on with the production. I don't know.
Wow, 5 p.m. in the UK.
It starts at 5 p.m.?
I think I just saw that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, noon Eastern, 5 p.m. in the UK is when Chamber starts. It's pretty good. That's helpful, right? It's helpful for me. Well, we're going to get to the Chamber here Let's get to it right now. What are we waiting for? Ronda Rousey and Naomi will take on Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville in a tag team match. Ronda Rousey's going to have to wrestle with one arm tied behind her back. That was the opening segment tonight. Charlotte Flair, Sonya Deville, Ronda Rousey, and Naomi in the ring for a contract signing. Naomi and Sonya were kind of going back and forth on the mic. Ronda told them to shut up and sign the contract. Sonya said that Ronda had said in the past that she could beat her with one arm tied behind her back. Why doesn't she prove it? And Ronda's like, yeah, sure, whatever. One arm, I don't care. I don't need any arms to beat you, Sonya. You're terrible. And then Ronda did the grab Charlotte's head and smashed it on the table. And, of course, a lot of us saw the clip that was going around on Twitter this week of that spot that looked really bad from the crowd perspective, but the WWE did some clever editing and made it look fine. Barely noticeable that it was such a terrible spot done in real time.
Yep.
When they fixed it, it was like, oh, yeah, seemed good. Ronda hit Charlotte on the table, and then Naomi kicked Sonya, and they tossed the table on top of Charlotte and Sonya, and that was the segment.
Yeah, they fixed it the way I looked at it. Like, I mean, if you saw the original one, I mean, it's hard to forget about that when you saw the original, but when you saw that, it's like, yeah, it's fine. Like, if anything, I thought the best part of the segment, I thought Ronda and Naomi, like, I thought their verbiage was actually really good against, like, Sonya.
I don't know. Was it?
I thought it was good. Like, usually, like, the faces don't say anything really interesting whatsoever.
They didn't. What was interesting?
I thought it was good, like, just back talk to her, pretty much.
I didn't really enjoy this segment. I wanted it to end. I wanted all of SmackDown to end.
I didn't think it was too long.
No, but I just didn't care about anything involved in it. It was to set up a tag team match that they already announced. It's a contract signing. Mm-hmm. There was no real physicality at the end of it. And all that we got accomplished is, well, now Ronda has to wrestle with one arm tied behind her back, which is like, why? Why? It's so stupid. I guess because Sonya's got her arm in a sling, so you make it fair, but who cares? This is a match that, like, my God, they've even made Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair into characters I couldn't give a shit about on this pay-per-view. How the hell can the WWE is really good at taking people I do care about and making me not give a shit about them? What the hell?
Well, again, this is just a bump to the road until you get to the actual match WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And, like, it was kind of obvious who's going to win this match, so they had to throw in something there to make it seem like maybe that they aren't going to win. Probably going to win Ronda and Naomi, but it's not going to be as easy.
They should win, but with an arm tied behind Ronda's back, maybe they use that as a way to get Charlotte to get the victory here, so when Ronda beats her at Mania, it's kind of 50-50.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think Ronda's going to probably make Sonya tap, I think.
Yeah. So Ronda just looks strong at every step of the way, kind of like a Brock Lesnar type, which makes sense. And I do think Ronda beats Charlotte at Mania, right? Are you with that? I mean, Charlotte loses all the time. She wins all the time, but, you know, when she's champion, she tends to lose so she can, you know, win it back.
Well, she's been champion how long now? I think she won the title, what? Was it SummerSlam or was it before SummerSlam? Either way, that's like August, right?
Yeah.
Or August, July. Like, it's been a long time, so I think, yeah, it's time for her to lose, finally.
Well, I think so. And that's Mania. We're looking at the Chamber. We both have Ronda and Naomi going over Charlotte and Sonya, probably. Let's look at other matches on this Chamber show. The Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. Roberto, the champion, defending in the Chamber against Brock Lesnar, Seth Freakin, Austin Theory, The Riddle, and AJ Styles. Are we still thinking, yeah, it's all right. I mean, I've seen better Chamber lineups. This is okay. I figure Brock's going to win. Are you interested in this pay-per-view at all? Is there anything on this thing selling it to you? Like, I'm looking at this card, and it's supposed to set up WrestleMania, and I couldn't give a shit about anything. I am not interested in a single thing on this show. Maybe Becky and Lita, but even then, it's a stretch because I don't know how good the match will be, and I don't see Becky losing, so who cares? I think the real main event is the Elimination Chamber match because there's a chance that Brock Lesnar doesn't walk away WWE Champion. I think that's a pretty slim chance, though. I'm going with Big Brock.
I think to me, it's almost for sure Brock's going to win. I just think it's actually going to be a pretty good match, though. I think you got some talent in there. It could be very interesting to see what they could all do as long as they're given enough time in there. Like, hopefully it's not early eliminations. Like, you want to see AJ Styles in there a long period of time.
Sure. I don't know. It just seems like a foregone conclusion going into this match, and I really don't know how good this is going to be. How good can this really be?
Well, you got two monsters in there, and you have a bunch of good, like, technical wrestlers. Like, this could be very good.
Brock Lesnar right now, minus 105, the favorite to win. Bobby Lashley, plus 150. Seth Rollins, plus 250. AJ Styles, plus 600. Riddle, plus 700. Austin Theory, plus 2,500. So the betting odds have Brock Lesnar as the winner. And I'm going to go with that. They usually get it right. I think Brock Lesnar wins, becomes WWE Champion, and then we set up Roman versus Brock for the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania. Woo! Like, we're just setting stuff up that I don't care about. You know what I mean? It's like, we're setting stuff up. It seems like a foregone conclusion that we set up months ago in a match that they wrestled already last October. It's like, Why are we sitting through this? Who cares? Hey, we got to set up Brock and Roman. Didn't you already do, like, months and months of setup for this? Aren't we done? Can't we just get to the point? No. We got to get Brock another win. Give him a belt. Call me when it's over. Call me when the match is over and The Rock shows up and then he... Actually, no, don't even call me then because I don't care. Don't call me. Go fuck yourself. Do that, all right? I don't want to hear about it. Fucking WWE. It's just trash, man. They're setting up WrestleMania that no one wants to see. The only way they could get people interested in this WrestleMania that they're trying to set up is by bringing in Stone Cold Steve Austin, first match in like 17 years, possibly. Cody Rhodes leaving AEW to come to WWE. Like, they're just like, oh my God, we need to do something because it's not working. I have a hard time getting up for a Brock Lesnar-Roman Reigns match, even if it's for the WWE Championship, because we've seen it so many times, and we saw it in October. It's not that long ago. Who cares? Next. God damn, it's boring. I'm more interested in Adam Cole against Hangman Page or Revolution, and I think that's a crap title match, too. It's better than Brock and Roman, because... at least I haven't seen Cole and Hangman wrestle for a world title. I've seen Roman and Brock do it millions of times. This isn't a fresh match when I've seen it tons and tons of times. I feel like it's so recycled, and they're trying to build it like this biggest match ever. But no one cares. It's been done a million times. Who cares?
Well, it's
like, they've main evented Mania with this, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what the fuck?
Brock's already beaten Roman. Yeah.
So why? Why are we still doing this?
Because it's never been title for title, like the WWE title and the Universal title. It's never been done before.
Yeah, okay.
You know they're going to sell it like that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't believe it. They're selling me bullshit. Because it's not going to be an undisputed champion after. There will be for maybe a month or two, and then they'll figure out a way to separate the belts again, and we'll go back to 2 belts, and who cares? It doesn't change anything. It just makes Roman 2 belts for a couple months. Because you need to keep building this guy because he's not strong enough. Ugh. It's like they overbuild. They overbuild, and then they undercut everybody else on the goddamn roster. And it makes for a card where if the main match doesn't draw you in, ain't shit else going to draw you in because they don't have anything else because they haven't built anybody on this card. The whole roster is a just roster full of jabronis. Terrible.
Well, you're not wrong about that, but I mean, if they can bring in enough guest stars, I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think that's going to draw easy right there.
Sure. But how sad is it that we still have to depend on Stone Cold and The Rock to sell these fucking shows? God damn.
Well, they did the same thing. WrestleMania 18, I mean, they had to bring back Hogan.
Hogan was still in working shape at that point. Is Austin? How is Austin going to actually wrestle? The guy broke his neck in like 1998. What the hell's going to happen now? Good God. Ugh. What a debacle this fucking company is.
That's part of the fun part, though, no?
Is it? I just like seeing good matches where I don't know what the finish is going to be. Good matches with wrestlers in their prime with finishes that are unpredictable. How hard is that?
Yeah, I don't know if Stone Cold will be in the Battle Royal, to be honest. I think they'll just give him a match.
I was like, Stone Cold's going to win an America's Got Talent Battle Royal? What the hell is that? Not a GT, a TG, Andre the Giant. I thought he read America's Got Talent. I was like, I didn't know. Isn't one of the Bella twins on some sort of America's Got Talent show now? Is it Brie or Nikki? I don't even know. One of them.
Yeah, you're a huge Bella fan. You would know, right? So, yeah.
Sorry. I think it's Brie. I think Brie got this gig, which is nice. It's usually Nikki getting these things. I think it's Brie, but honestly, I don't know. So don't quote me on it. Also, who cares? Roman Reigns versus Goldberg for the Universal Championship. Doug Hepburn says, I just want to see Roman squash Goldberg. I'm actually cheering for Roman. Yep, me too. I think the crowd is cheering for Roman too. Roman cuts his promo at the end of SmackDown. New Orleans, acknowledge me. And they do. They chanted his name. Roman, Roman. I think the WWE was trying to pipe in some Goldberg chants, but they weren't working. Roman. And then Heyman takes the mic. Yeah, Heyman takes the mic, and they boo Heyman because nobody likes him. Especially when he starts talking about how standing this close to greatness, as he is standing next to Roman Reigns, is spiritually orgasmic. God damn, man. Nobody wants to hear Paul Heyman talk about orgasms. That shit is disgusting. Ugh.
It gets better.
Does it? Heyman compared Roman to Jordan and Gretzky and Tom Brady, and he took a shot at Drew Brees because they're in New Orleans, and hey, if you're in a local town, you're going to say something about their local football guy because that's all WWE can fucking think about these days. Stop watching so much football, guys. No one gives a shit. I mean, I know a lot of people do, but fuck every promo. Let's get some cheap
the Super Bowl just happened.
Yeah, but not in New Orleans. I don't know, man. Did you see, speaking of the Super Bowl, we're going to talk about this really quick as an aside. Did you see that at the Super Bowl party parade thing, the photographer that fell off the float and then the quarterback, Matt Stafford, just walked away from her? Do you see that?
I saw nothing from this year's Super Bowl. Oh. Absolutely nothing.
Well, shit. Well, you missed it, okay? So there was this photographer, the quarterback for the Rams, Matt Stafford. I don't know who he is. I don't watch the Super Bowl. I watch the halftime show.
He's played for the Lions.
Right? Yeah. Whatever. So he's standing there on like a stage, and there's this camera lady who's got a camera. She's taking pictures. She backs up. She falls off the stage, and he seems to just kind of walk away from her. Like, oh, God, what a mess. And just walks away from her, right?
Okay.
I think his family paid for her medical bills or something, and she had a GoFundMe, and Pat McAfee, the SmackDown announcer guy, donated to her GoFundMe and then had to apologize for donating to her GoFundMe because if you go to her Twitter page that has now been deleted, she had all sorts of racist tweets. She's a big racist and homophobe and just a horrible lady who deserved to fall off that stage. So it's just a whole fucking thing. It's like, oh, no, that poor lady, Matt Stafford's such a dick. And then it's like, she was a terrible racist and an asshole, so, fuck her. So I'm glad she fell off that stage. Yes, she deserved to fall off that stage, and I hope she burns in hell. Goldberg comes out, tells Roman Reigns that he's not next. When it comes to the Universal Champion, I'm next. I'm Goldberg. Urgh. Bleh. And then I threw up and SmackDown ended.
You weren't happy with that, I guess.
Fucking, I don't like Goldberg at all. Or really Roman Reigns. I'm not interested. I don't care about Paul Heyman talking about sports and making a cheap shot at New Orleans. I don't care about that. I don't care that Goldberg takes an hour to come out to the ring. Like, both of these guys, their entrances are longer than their matches and their promos. Like, how long? Roman Reigns, his music starts, and it's like 10 minutes before he finally says, acknowledge me. The music starts.
There's a commercial break.
Was there? I didn't notice. I left the room. The music starts. I leave the room because I know I got 10 minutes before anything's going to happen. Roman Reigns starts talking. I'm like, I'm going to get a cup of coffee. I got time. Here's the music. I'm out of here. And then it's like 10 minutes later, I come back, and the music's still playing. And the music stops, and still nothing happens, and he's like, acknowledge me. And then nothing happens after that. Like, there's like a long period of nothingness, and then he says, acknowledge me, and then there's more nothingness, and then Heyman gets the mic, and, he says his normal thing that he says every week, and then Goldberg comes out, and he's like, I'm next! Ugh! I don't know, man. This sucked. The match is going to suck. Roman sucks. Goldberg sucks. I think Roman beats Goldberg real quick. We set up the match at WrestleMania. Come on. Let's just get it over with. And I swear to God, if it's Goldberg versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. I had something there. I was like, I'm going to punch Johnny in the balls, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do anything. But I'll be not happy about it. I'll tell you that much. I won't be happy. Imagine Austin versus Goldberg at WrestleMania. Which old man will die, They could bill it like that.
Like,
one man must die.
I can understand you're not excited for that, but a lot of people have wanted to see that for years. Like, a lot of people consider that a dream match.
1998, John.
Right?
Last time people wanted to see that match. Fucking.
Well, I think after what was it?
Last time people wanted to see that match, I was a virgin. Now I've got 2 kids, John. Times have changed. I was a child back then. I'm a grown man now. I don't want to see these 2 fucking old guys wrestle. It's true. I mean, 1998, I was a young kid. But now, I've got kids of my own, and I don't want to see Goldberg at all. Or Stone Cold Steve Austin, quite frankly, in a ring, unless he's going to wrestle Kevin Owens, which is nice to give the rub to Kevin, and I would be happy for Kevin. But Stone Cold versus Goldberg? Please no. Please no. Goldberg just looks like an old, beat up. He looks like an old man at a deli. I go to Snowden Deli, I see 10 Goldbergs. Go to Côte St. Luc, you see a bunch of guys that look like Goldberg at the gym, They're like slightly jacked, they're kind of old Jewish guys, That's what Goldberg looks like to me. Looks like kind of like a, I can say this, I've been bar mitzvahed, I can talk about my friends, my Jew friends. Goldberg looks like an old Jew at this point. And there's nothing really intimidating about him anymore. He doesn't look that scary. Go to a deli. There's not a lot of scary-looking guys. I mean, you go to a gym in Côte St. Luc, you see some jacked-looking guys like Goldberg. That's what he looks like to me. Just like a jacked older man. He's jacked for an older man. He's not jacked for a man. Compare him to who he was in 1998. He's a shell of his former self because he's super old. Not old for a human, old for a wrestler. He's in his 50s, right? He's not old. He's not near death. But if he wrestles, he might die. Because he shouldn't wrestle because he's in his 50s.
Well, again, you're getting upset over something that you don't even know is going to happen yet. So we'll have to wait and see.
Goldberg is wrestling. I know that. How long do they keep going to the goddamn well with this guy? And now they're like, we don't have Goldberg anymore. Let's get Stone Cold. I swear to God, if Sting wasn't under contract with AEW, they'd sign him too. They'd sign everybody. Any old guy that they could make money off of that is willing to strap on a pair of boots, they would sign.
Well, Stone Cold, it's not a bad idea whatsoever. And Texas, I mean, it just makes sense.
Against Owens, it's not a bad idea. Against Goldberg, though? Come on.
But I think, didn't I already mention this? Like, but Austin, like, how can you book Austin in a match and it's not the main event? Because I don't know about you, in terms of reaction, who's getting a bigger reaction than Stone Cold Steve Austin in Texas?
Yeah.
So how is that not the main event?
Okay. So what does that mean?
Well, he has to go on last. But that's not going to, and you know that's not going to happen. They're going to have to put Brock last, they have to put Ronda last, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's going to work out very well. I was going to be dead after Austin.
So what are you suggesting here? What's your plan? How would you book it?
Well, if Austin's wrestling, like, he's got to be in the main event.
Against Goldberg?
Whoever he's wrestling.
Kevin Owens is a main eventing this thing.
Yeah, but it's Austin. Like, no one's getting a bigger pop than Austin, and no one's going to kill the crowd like Austin.
You're right. But
you were there in Montreal. You remember this.
Yep. Hey, I love Stone Cold. Nobody loves Stone Cold like I do. Although, you know, recent history has not looked great on Stone Cold.
But No Way Out 2003 it was.
Sure.
It was Austin versus Bischoff. Killed the crowd. Then no Rock versus Hogan too.
Yeah. Didn't have as much hype. And let's not even talk about Triple H and Scott Steiner. That goddamn mess of a match.
Yeah,
no one wanted to see that. Let's never speak of that again. But that was at No Way Out too, right? Wasn't that the main event?
That was like the title match. It wasn't the main event.
Mm.
Rock and Hogan was.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. How about Stone Cold and Cody? That's a main event.
You can bring Cody to lose right away? I don't know about that. It's not a good idea.
Either loses to Austin or Triple H, you know? Somebody's got to represent WWE and beat Cody at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think they got to think of something else, I think.
All
Cody
right.
against someone who's on the roster right now.
Okay. So we both have Brock Lesnar winning the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber. Becky Lynch will get the win over Lita and retain the Raw Women's Championship, obviously. Right?
Yeah. A lot of this is obvious, but
so much
this is what happens when you have WrestleMania.
What do you mean? Because we're setting things up right now? This is just a setup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you know Becky's going on, and like Lita's already said in interviews, like she plans to be at WrestleMania whatsoever, no other plans with WWE. Well, that kind of gives it away, doesn't it? She's not going to win.
Why would she say that publicly? Why?
I have no idea why. I wasn't thinking, for whatever reason.
Protect the goddamn business once in a while, people. No one protects anything anymore. Have you noticed that? Well, they all treat it like a joke.
I give Sonya credit for wearing the sling, like, wherever she goes.
Did she? I didn't notice that, because I don't pay attention to her, because she's irrelevant, quite frankly.
But I respect that, at least. You know, she did that.
Sure.
No one else is doing that, apparently.
No. The Usos are going to wrestle the Viking Raiders again. The match tonight ended in a disqualification. Usos used the Viking Raiders helmet thing on them, and the DQ was called. And now they're going to have another title match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles at the pay-per-view. I think the Usos retain because we're heading into Mania. I really don't see them losing. Right?
Well, to me, that DQ was very telling. The fact that they couldn't just beat the Usos in a match like that. They actually had to do a DQ. That, to me, shows that they're kind of protecting the Usos. Like, even them taking a loss was too much. So, I don't think they're going to lose, especially going to Mania.
Does Roman squash Goldberg, or is this going to be a match?
I mean, elaborate squash. I mean, it's not going to be a long match, but maybe Goldberg will get some things in here. Just again, max 5 minutes probably.
Drew McIntyre will wrestle Madcap Moss in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Drew McIntyre cut a weird promo tonight. Talked about how he used to. Well, it was strange, right? He's talking about how he used to live in New Orleans, and when the Saints won the Super Bowl, he was celebrating and drinking on Bourbon Street, and he wound up in the back of a cop car. And then a policeman saw him and said, "Hey, you're Drew McIntyre. I recognize you. This isn't a night to be arrested. This is a night to celebrate." And they kept drinking and partying all night. Is his gimmick white privilege? Because he, attempts to murder people on a weekly basis with his sword. Last week, he bullied a doctor into making Madcap Moss allowed to compete. And this week, he's talking about how he gets arrested, but cops let him out because he's a celebrity. He's a white celebrity. I don't know. I was like, what? Why'd you get arrested? What did you do? Is this the message you want to send to the kids? Get arrested, but hey, if you're famous enough, we'll let you off. And drink to excess. And then get arrested for it. And then the cops will let you off and you can keep drinking to excess. Get alcohol poisoning. It's fine. It's fine. You can't die. Except you can. You very much can. Alcohol can kill you, kids. Be careful. But Drew McIntyre won't tell you that shit because he's a terrible babyface. White privilege is his gimmick. He can go fuck himself. I really don't care about this guy. Fuck Drew McIntyre. And then fucking Moss and Corbin come out and they start talking. And Drew basically threatened to kill Madcap in Saudi Arabia, I think. I don't know. This guy is just...
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what he's able to get away with and the gimmick that he is. He's a piece of trash.
Well, I think they're just trying to make him like a cool baby face is what they're trying to do. And he's trying to add some interest in a match that doesn't really have any interest whatsoever. So he's trying to add a weird story that, gets someone talking, even though it's in a peculiar way. It's like, what? It's kind of odd, but
yeah,
that's the way to spark some interest into something that doesn't really have any interest whatsoever.
Did it work?
I mean, it got you talking. Not in a good way. So, I mean, there's that at least.
It didn't get me talking, John. I'm going to mention this promo no matter what he said in it. Because it happened on SmackDown tonight, and we're previewing Elimination Chamber. It didn't get me talking. Didn't create buzz. Just made me think, what the fuck is this gimmick? It made me think, wow, WWE is really out of touch. They are so out of touch with what is acceptable and what is appropriate and what kind of you should be pushing as a babyface. They have no idea. They have no idea. So out of touch. And Drew McIntyre's out of touch too. Because every time he opens his mouth, he says something stupid, and he doesn't seem to think it's stupid. So maybe he's out of touch, or maybe he's just a dumbass. I don't know. All I know is I don't want to see him ever. Ever. He's been awful lately. And all this stuff with Moss and Corbin doesn't help because they're two of the worst guys in all of wrestling. I mean, Drew McIntyre by himself is not interesting. But when you pair him with Corbin and Moss, holy shit, it's bad. I think Drew probably loses to Madcap and Corbin because it's a Falls Count Anywhere match, no DQ, it's 2-on-1. He should lose. Setting up Drew versus Corbin 1-on-1 at Mania. Although WWE is dumb as fuck, and they'll probably have Drew just beat Madcap and then beat Corbin at Mania because he's just going through them one by one. Even though it should be a 2-on-1 match here, and Madcap and Corbin should find a way to beat Drew and make you wonder if Drew's going to beat them at Mania, which he will. Ugh. I can't believe that this Drew McIntyre Madcap Moss program is leading into a match for WrestleMania. Like, we're spending months on Drew McIntyre versus Corbin and Moss. Months of TV time on this.
Well, when you think about it, it's what, 4 pay-per-views? Because it started at the day 1 pay-per-view. Had a bit of in the Rumble, and now this, and then WrestleMania. So yeah, this is long-term storytelling here.
With a bunch of trash goddamn performers. Get them all out of the goddamn business. I don't want to see any of these guys in a wrestling ring for the rest of my life. None of them. God damn it. Rey Mysterio is going to wrestle The Miz. Oh, fuck. I mean, I hope Rey wins, I guess. I don't know. Rey and Miz. I mean, shit, this pay-per-view sucks. Wow. Rey, Miz. Do you care?
I mean, it's nice that Rey's, on pay-per-view and he's getting matches. That's nice, and they're giving him some sort of importance. But I feel like The Miz is probably going to take this one.
All right. I'm not even going to predict it because I don't give a shit. Okay? I don't care. I'd rather this match not happen. I don't want to see it. I could miss The Miz. I mean, I never want to see The Miz wrestle again. If I never saw another Miz match, I'd be fine with that. I'd be happy about that. So many of these guys on this roster, it's like, I don't ever want to see them again. Yeah, and Maurice is going to be covered up, too, if she even makes the trip to Saudi Arabia. Of course, Saudi Arabia, the place where all the women have to be covered up head to toe. No wrists, no ankles, no nothing for the women. But the men can show up in their little underwears and be mostly naked. It's fine, because it's a weird country, Saudi Arabia. They like nude men. Nude men? Cool. Nude women? Hey! Go to jail for that shit. They decapitate you or something. I don't know. Chop you up. Saudi Arabia. What a shit show. Fucking WWE is a shit show. Jesus. Not only are they doing this terrible pay-per-view, they're doing it in goddamn Saudi Arabia.
Well, they even paid a lot of money to do this, so
great.
Not surprised.
Sure. If Hitler paid them a lot of money, they would have gone to Germany too. I don't give a shit. Money talks. They would have. They would have. I don't care. They would have taken the money. You don't disagree?
Who knows?
They would. They would have. You know that they would have. Come on. The Saudi government is telling you Sami Zayn can't come because he's of Syrian descent, even though he's fucking Canadian. So WWE's like, oh, that's fine. We'll just leave him at home. Imagine.
It's stupid.
Imagine if this was Hitler and Nazi Germany, and he was like, no Jews. And they're like, well, Heyman, Goldberg, you guys got to stay home. Everybody else, we're going to go to Germany. Hey. Don't worry, you won't get kidnapped on the way back. It'll be fine. These motherfuckers held their talent hostage, and they're going back. No amount of money is worth this. But apparently I'm wrong, because there's a lot of money, and they're going for it. What a joke.
Apparently, one show is worth 3 WrestleManias, apparently.
Yeah, and that's why they're going, because they have a lot of money. And they're paying them a lot of money to do this farce of a show to pretend like they're a progressive country, even though they're a fucking backwards-ass place. Run by fucking morons and assholes. And hypocrites, really. These motherfuckers dropping laws on people. They're not following these laws, the people that run Saudi Arabia. Fuck those guys. Those fucking guys. Don't make me fucking go off on those guys. And they could bring it. I don't give a shit. What are they going to do to me? I'm never going to Saudi Arabia. Won't catch me dead in Saudi Arabia. Matter of fact, if I did go to Saudi Arabia, I'd probably be dead. That's what I'm saying. I would never go to Saudi Arabia because I don't respect their country. I don't respect the guys that run it. They could suck my balls. Ricochet beats Sheamus again tonight after a code breaker type thing and a distraction from Ridge Holland. What would have happened if Ricochet didn't accidentally break Ridge Holland's nose several months ago in that pre-show match? What would they be doing with Sheamus and Ricochet? Because it seems like that accident has built weeks and months of TV that's really gone nowhere, but, had another match tonight.
I don't know. I think we would have just been stuck in this spot no matter what. Like, I think this was doomed to happen no matter what was going to happen. That was just like, well, we had an incident that happened, and we'll just add on to that. That's it. But now we're in the phase where, Sheamus got all the wins before, and now Ricochet's on the comeback here. Ricochet got 2 wins in a row now.
Yeah. Great. I don't think it's going to lead to anything for Ricochet, do you?
Probably not. I can't see this being a WrestleMania match whatsoever.
I think we have a better chance of Sheamus versus Ridge Holland. Sheamus pushed Ridge down after the match. Seemed frustrated with his buddy there.
Well, I don't think there's going to be any breakup yet. It's too early, I think.
Anthony McDonough says, what would happen if the women said fuck it and wore normal attire? I think it'd probably be the WWE's last show in Saudi Arabia. And remember that hostage situation? Yeah, it might happen again. Might be worse. Who knows? I don't think it would wind up very well for anybody. I think there'd be big problems. I think the show would stop immediately. Any of the women come out in their normal gear, the show stops. Those guys that are around the ring in the robes and shit, they jump in and things happen. No. They stop the show. Dudes come out with swords and shit. It gets ugly. And I'm not talking about Drew McIntyre. But yeah, I don't think it would work out very well for anybody. So they're not going to do it because of fear. Mostly fear of the Saudi regime. The oppressive Saudi regime. The rat bastard Saudi regime. Who's the guy that runs that place? MBS? Can MBS suck my balls? Fuck that guy. All right.
I guess you didn't get all the messages that the WWE stars, especially a lot of the women, have been putting out. I guess you didn't see the message that they all exactly put out.
They all put out the same message?
Yeah.
Fucking joke. What did they say?
WWE influences the world.
Of course. They love saying that, right?
Yeah. Well, they all happen to say it almost roughly around the same time. As if maybe someone else has all of their Twitter accounts, not just them.
Yeah, of course.
That feeds them stuff to feed.
Who said this? Who put this message out?
Oh, Liv Morgan put it out. Bianca Belair put it out. Did Sasha put it out? Possibly. I guess you're looking.
I'm looking around, yeah. It's crazy that they make them put out this stuff. Saudi Arabia, we're so proud to be here, and WWE is changing the world. Ugh. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you'll see a bunch of those commercials. They always air the commercials about it, right? How they're making change.
The propaganda shit, yeah. Ugh. Yep, more propaganda from the WWE and the Saudi government. Great. The best thing I saw on SmackDown tonight was the Undertaker's Hall of Fame video package. I thought that was great. They got Metallica, Sad But True, and Kid Rock's American Badass song all mixed into one with legends talking about Taker and Taker highlights. That was my favorite thing that I saw on the SmackDown show tonight. Loved it. Loved the Metallica. Loved the highlights of Taker. My son was into it. This is the best thing they did. Taker going into the Hall of Fame, obviously. I mean, never in doubt. First ballot Hall of Famer, the legendary Undertaker.
Again, the timing is important.
That's right. The timing's important, 'cause I'm going into the Hall of Fame.
And the question of who's going to be the inductor?
The only man that can induct me is the devil himself. Or maybe Teddy Long. Teddy was my manager in WCW. Maybe my brother Kane should induct me. Or Triple H or Shawn Michaels. I had my best match with Shawn Michaels. He should induct me. Right? Shawn, right?
Maybe his wife.
Michelle. No one wants to hear from Michelle. It's either Shawn Michaels or Triple H, I'd say. Don't you remember, John? The end of an era. Or maybe Hulk Hogan inducts him, and Hogan talks about how Undertaker broke his neck when he dropped him with the tombstone on the chair.
I don't think it's going to be Hogan.
Undertaker broke my neck, brother. He dropped me with a tombstone on top of a steel chair. He broke my neck. You told me you broke your neck, but you didn't really. You were working me. Yes, I was, dude. I'm the ultimate politicker, brother. That's my favorite story. Hogan tells Taker, "Oh, you broke my neck, brother. You hurt my neck." And then Taker finds out, yeah, Hogan's neck is fine. The tombstone didn't even touch the chair. That was great.
I think it was Shane, right? Because Shane showed him the video or something.
Right. Because Taker felt bad. Taker wins his first WWF championship. Ric Flair slides the chair into the ring. Taker tombstones Hogan on the steel chair. Hogan, after the match, acts like his neck is seriously busted and Taker did something wrong. Taker felt so bad about it. And then later on, like a week or two later, Shane McMahon shows him the video and Taker's like, what the fuck? His head didn't even touch the chair. And Taker's like, he got me. And this is a thing that Hogan would do. He'd be like, oh, you hurt me, brother. So he'd say that to the young guys so they felt like they owed him and they would do a favor to him that they wouldn't normally do because they felt bad. But Taker figured out what Hogan was doing, and he wasn't too happy about it. It's one of my favorite Hulk Hogan stories, though. That's just quintessential Terry. That's just beautiful. That's exactly the type of guy he was in the wrestling business, the type of shit that he would say, the type of shit that he would do, and that's why he was on top for so goddamn long, because he was so smart, and he fucked with everybody. I love Hulk Hogan so much.
In 2002.
Huh?
Came back around 2002 when he had to beat Hogan again for the title.
Yeah, and Hogan was like, chokeslam, funny story. I'm not getting off my feet, brother. That chokeslam was the worst chokeslam ever.
The problem
he goozles him. He goozles him. Hogan's like, nope, I'm not leaving my feet. Didn't jump for him at all. He just fell back, kind of.
I don't know why. Because one they did the chokeslam I think earlier. And it was fine, so why don't just do that? Just do the tombstone afterwards. Why do another chokeslam?
I don't know. Ask Taker.
It's probably called Tombstone because of that earlier story. That's why he didn't do the tombstone.
Yeah.
He didn't want any guff about that.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I love Hulk Hogan so much. His stories are the best. Just the stories about him, they're the funniest stories in all of wrestling. Wrestling is such a joke of a business that crazy, crazy man managed to bamboozle everybody and stay on top forever. I mean, he had a great look and a great promo and everything, but goddamn, he was crazy. He just fooled so many people. Paul Bearer hologram from WrestleMania to induct Taker. Yeah, I could see that too. Or how about, Fred Durst? Keep rolling, 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 rolling. You see in the Undertaker video package, there was this highlight of Taker hugging Fred Durst in the ring. I was like, Fred Durst!
That was probably a WrestleMania, I think, that happened when I think Fred Durst played his theme, I think, one Mania.
Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Remember the rolling dance in the video?
Vaguely.
Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. Oh, I'm delirious at this point. I don't know what's happening.
I just remember in the video game they had Fred Durst come out in a car or whatever, and he was jumping around like that. Yeah.
What game?
I think it was SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain. I think.
Ooh. I just busted out my Xbox 360. I started playing WWE 13 again with my brother. It's a pretty fantastic game. My God, that was good.
Gotta play the new one. It's coming out soon.
I'm not interested in the new ones. The new ones are bad. WWE games peaked at like 13.
One.
Huh?
But the one coming out, I think, in a couple of days, no?
The WWE one?
Yeah, 2K22, I think. Yeah, it's coming out, I think, what, March 13th or something?
Those 2K games are garbage. I don't want to play those games. Those games suck. Call me when the AEW game comes out. I'll play that. I think that's where Kenny is. Kenny's just like making sure that game is awesome. I think that game is going to be great. I think the WWE 2K game is going to be trash. I'm not interested in buying that at all. At all. I want a new Kirby game for Nintendo. Get that Kirby game. That's what I'm getting. Kirby's something something. That looks good. A Mario soccer game looks good. New levels on Mario Kart I'm excited about. Forget me with that 2K game. I don't care about that. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. LIFP, Biscuit is right here. People in the house, put your hands in the air, because if you don't care, then we don't care. I'm surprised I know the lyrics so well at this point. It's been a long time since the Chocolate Starfish, brother. Oh, that was when Limp Bizkit fell off, man. First two albums I really liked back in high school. Back when Goldberg and Stone Cold was like a thing we cared about. Limp Bizkit was popular. Times were simpler. Pre-9/11. Don't come to me.
Phones, yeah.
Don't come to me with a pre-9/11 dream match in 2022. It's a fucking joke, man. You know what I mean? You're gonna come to me with a match that we wanted before 9/11. Now we're like, how about now? No, not now. No, thank you. It's like, what? Because if you don't care, then we don't care. Anything else?
Clearly you don't care.
No. How about, you know what I do care about? Rampage. I thought Rampage was great tonight. We actually got to watch Rampage.
You actually watched it.
Yeah, without us having to do a show while we're watching Rampage. But you know what? I thought the main event for Rampage was fantastic. Jay White.
It was.
Switchblader. I love that guy. My New Japan man. Jay White. What a guy. What a man. What a match. Made Trent interesting. Great match, Jay White, though. Great debut. I'm a Jay White fan. I'm a converted Switchblade fan. I've been a fan for many years now. I'm a New Japan Pro Wrestling guy. Johnny, you haven't seen as much Jay White, though. I think this was maybe your first ever Jay White match that you watched, right?
I think so, yeah.
Wow. So what'd you think?
Oh, he's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
It's just if he's going to be in the top guy, it's like, well, you made Trent look amazing.
Yes.
And that's not, Trent's not exactly a slouch in the ring. So that's the thing, though. It's like you went toe-to-toe with a guy who's like low mid-card pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're not wrestling a top guy. But you made him look like a top guy, so that's not bad.
Yeah. But they do that in AEW sometimes. They give guys that they're wrestling too much over and they don't look strong enough. Kenny was guilty of doing that. A lot of guys in AEW, they don't know how to squash a person. Mm-hmm. But I thought Jay White looked great.
Boy, this didn't need to be a squash.
No.
This didn't need to be a squash. It's just, he looked like toe-to-toe, like barely in the match.
Yeah. Maybe Trent shouldn't have looked so strong in it. Right? Maybe he got too much offense in on Jay White. However, the match was very good.
Well, I'm starting to wonder, like, what do they really want to do with here? Was this just like, well, we have him for a limited amount of time, let's just get the most out of him? I think if that's the case, then this was probably the best way to do it.
I don't know how long his deal is, but I would hope that he would stick around in AEW, but he is a New Japan guy, and those guys tend to come in and leave pretty quick, right? So I don't have high hopes for Jay White sticking around in AEW long term, but he would fit in pretty nicely. He's a hell of a talent. He's a great heel. He can cut a promo. He's got a great look. He's young. He's passionate about professional wrestling. He could work his ass off. That suplex that he gave Trent, the back suplex to the outside, whew, nasty.
It's funny, I was thinking, like, back suplex to the outside, that'd be a good idea. And then I see it, I'm like, oh, damn.
Did you want to do that as one of your moves?
I was just thinking, like, oh, what if you just back suplex somebody to the outside? Wouldn't that be a cool idea? But then he did it, and it was like, well, never mind.
Well, it is a cool idea, John. Just because one guy does it doesn't mean you can't do it either. Not everybody's watching Jay White. Although it's easier to steal from him when he's just wrestling in Japan. Right? That's what a lot of American wrestlers do. They watch Japanese wrestling, they steal moves, they bring them back, and they're like, this is a new move. And people are like, wait, is it? Just ask CM Punk.
Well, I'm sure you could say that for more than just Punk, though.
Yeah, but Punk stole his finisher from Kenta. Straight up stole it.
It's funny, Kenta said he's going to be in Florida the day of the pay-per-view. It's interesting.
Kenta versus Punk would be a dream match, I'm sure. And not a dream match from 1998. A dream match from about 2012, I think. So, hey, we're getting closer. Getting closer. Hangman Page versus Adam Cole is official for the AEW Revolution show, and Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa as well. So the two main title matches set, official. Hangman and Cole, Britt and Thunder, it's pretty big. I don't see Cole beating Hangman. I don't want Cole to beat Hangman. I don't really see how Cole has shot himself up to the main event at this point because he seems to be a mid-carder, but okay. But Britt and Thunder, it's a feud that's a long time in the making. This is the title match for the pay-per-view. It's a big one. And I could see Thunder winning. So, I like that.
Well, when you look at all the title matches so far, I mean, that's the only title you would think possibly could change hands, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of title matches, what the hell was that Jade Cargill, Matt Hardy promo? Like, why are they against each other? Aren't they all heels? Matt Hardy and Mark Sterling and Jade Cargill, and Matt Hardy's got the Bunny there, and they set up a Bunny versus Jade match for next week. It's like, why is the Bunny wrestling Jade? Do they have no baby faces? Are they turning Jade babyface? What the hell's going on?
Well, I think it probably is a lack of faces, probably, and it's just their way of explaining is, oh, you want competition? Here's competition for you. And, this was to play into your complaints, is the fact that you want the TBS title defended on TBS. Well, you gain your wish.
I don't care, actually. I don't care. I just think it's funny.
I know you don't care.
I don't care where they defend the titles. I mean, whatever. I just think it's weird that they defend it on TBS on one thing, on TNT on the other, and it's like, can't you... But what? I don't care where they defend the belts. It's all on TSN for me, or the TSN app or whatever. Had to watch goddamn Rampage on my phone tonight. 7 p.m. They have like a million channels. They couldn't put one of them on Rampage. I think TSN's just never going to televise Rampage. That's what it feels like, right? They're just never going to do it.
Well, I think it's their way to get people to get the app. So
Ugh, the app sucks, just like everything else at TSN. But hey, what are you going to do? Bunch of jabronis there, too. All right. Big Hoss ladder match is on for the AEW Revolution show. Hell yeah. This is what I've been waiting for, John. You didn't think it was going to happen. You thought I was bullshitting.
You didn't so either.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I know. But Keith Lee has qualified. Another Big Hoss, Wardlow, qualified. And tonight it was Dante Martin versus Will Hobbs. And I was rooting for Will Hobbs more than ever before because Dante Martin in this match, whatever. But if Will Hobbs is in it, then it's just like a bunch of giant jacked guys in a ladder match. And you're like, can any of these guys actually climb the ladder? So Let's continue this Big Hoss ladder match. Let's get Lance Archer in this. Let's get Brody King in this. Let's get as many over 250-pound guys as we possibly can in this ladder match to make it the heaviest, big hossiest ladder match in the history of pro wrestling. I don't want one single spot monkey in this. I don't want a guy who can backflip in this. If you can flip, you're out of the match. You got to be over 250 pounds, over 6'1", over 250, and you can't do a backflip. And if you do, it better be slow and look like you almost die when you do it.
Okay, I was just going to say Archer can do one, but okay.
He's nearly died doing it, though, hasn't he? Last time he did, he landed on his face.
Also, I think Keith Lee can do one.
Can he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't, okay? They're too big. It's unnecessary. But it's happening. Big Hoss ladder match, brother. I mean, there's still probably, 5 more spots? Is it 8-man? 10-man? How many man?
Well, we only, have 2 weeks left for the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Oh. Like, unless they're going to have a bunch of matches pretty soon, I don't know if there's going to be more spots.
Huh? No, it's 6 men.
Like, you're pretty much
it's supposed to be 6. It's not going to be 3.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it's 6 guys. Give me 3 more hosses. Give me Archer. Give me returning Miro. Give me another hoss. You know? They don't have that many. Jake Hager. Put Hager in this.
I was just going to say Hager, yeah.
Yeah. He looked like a big hoss on Wednesday night. He looked fantastic. God damn, pal. AEW Revolution looking way better than WrestleMania, even though I don't think this is the best AEW card. It's looking better than Mania. Keith Lee, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs in that Face of the Revolution ladder match. CM Punk versus MJF dog collar match is more interesting than anything that WWE is doing right now. There is nothing that WWE is doing that equals the CM Punk MJF program. Disagree, John? Is that the best?
You're kind of going in and out there a bit there.
Oh.
I was losing you a little bit there.
Okay.
It's on Punk and MJF.
Yeah, I think that's the best angle in pro wrestling. I think it's the best program in all of professional wrestling. I don't think there's another wrestling company or 2 other wrestlers in the business today that have a more compelling story going and a more compelling match than the dog collar match at Revolution.
Well, I like the Roman and Heyman story, but I mean, in terms of like feud, that's probably the best feud going, I think.
The Roman Heyman story, you think is good?
I think the story's really good. I like how it's all come together and like there's been friction and then they come back together. I like the story, the way it's progressed. But in terms of a feud, like one person against another, I think the feud of MJF Punk is probably the best.
Yeah. I am not interested in the Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman love story. I could not care less about those guys.
Oh, that's sad.
It's sad? Cry about it, John. Cry about it. Why is that sad?
Like it's such a good story. Like it's the most entertaining thing to watch in WWE.
What? What do you mean? It's like, Heyman, he's with Roman, and then he's with Brock, and then he's back with Roman, and I don't care at all. Who cares who Paul Heyman's with? What does it matter? Blech. Thank you, Doug. Dropping a super chat. Doug's a super chat leader of the night. Thanks again, boys. Get well, Dave. You are a trooper. I am a trooper. God damn. I'm struggling through this. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. It's tough. And I'm going to be back here tomorrow afternoon after Elimination Chamber to talk about that. Ugh. I'm actually going to have to sit through Elimination Chamber tomorrow afternoon. I don't want to. I don't want to, John. I don't want to watch Elimination Chamber. I don't want to watch a 4-hour pay-per-view from Saudi Arabia full of trash. I'm not interested. Ugh. Oh, well.
See, this is why it's good to have kids. Like, kids can make pay-per-views fun.
He doesn't want to watch this either.
He doesn't watch.
He doesn't. He knows better. He watched Rampage tonight. He was happy to see Rampage. He'd never seen Rampage before because it's always on too late for the little guy. But I watched Rampage with my boy tonight, so that was fun. He was happy about that.
Oh, that's true. Doesn't AJ have the WWE Network? No, AJ can watch it with you.
Yes, AJ says, one arm tied behind her back, Ronda will get tricked and beaten. AJ has been watching Ronda Rousey for years, still doesn't know how to spell her name, but that's okay. There's no H in Ronda, AJ. It's not how you spell it. But that's okay.
It's a little thing.
Classic AJ. I mean, he probably pronounces it Ronda, right? Rounda. AJ's always mispronouncing the names. Shout out to AJ. And shout out to everybody tuning in right now. We appreciate you, and I'm done. I am done. I'm exhausted.
Sudafed time.
I've never taken that in my life. I'm just beat this shit right now.
NyQuil?
No. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, suffering through this show, and yeah, I'm tired, John. I'm tired of everything.
Well, get some good sleep, and then you can wake up right in time for the Elimination Chamber.
Ugh.
Works out pretty good.
Great. Ugh, everything has just gone to shit. This country's a big joke. Everybody in this country is fucking a big letdown right now. Big letdown.
What happened to Canada now? What's going on?
It's just a joke of a country right now. We're a mess. Canada is a fucking laughingstock. All that shit in Ottawa, it's just a mess, man. Both sides. Fucking momos on both fucking sides. Trudeau's an idiot, but you know what? The people protesting him, they're fucking idiots too. Bunch of fucking momos on both sides. I'm embarrassed to be a fucking Canadian at this point. These people on both sides are just fucking embarrassing. Fucking embarrassing country. Ugh.
I'm guessing you saw The Daily Show then.
No, I don't watch The Daily Show. Does Jon Stewart still host that shit? Not interested. It's embarrassing.
No,
It's embarrassing. The people that are protesting, they're fucking embarrassing. The government is fucking embarrassing. It's like I can't pick a side. I don't have a side. I think they're all fucked. I think they're all fucked, honestly. And they can all get fucked. Fucking momos. God damn it. It's just goddamn embarrassing. And it's embarrassing to be a Canadian right now. It's exhausting. I'm on Twitter trying to watch wrestling shit. Half of the MMA people I follow are like fucking protesting people. The other half of the fucking people are anti-protesting people. And it's just like both tweets that I'm seeing from both sides, I'm just like, you're all fucking dumb, right? You're all dumb. Why don't you shut the fuck up? Ugh. Sorry, John. I just had to get it off my chest. I'm just annoyed with these people. I'm annoyed with all these people. Vent. It's not like, the protesters should go home and da-da-da. It's like, yeah, okay, they probably should. They're idiots and shit. But so is Trudeau. They're all fucking idiots. Honestly, they're all idiots. I have never wanted everybody to just fucking get fucked more. It's not like I want any side to win. Destroy each other. And maybe if you get rid of all those fucking idiots, maybe a new breed will come in and, a new generation of people with some fucking brain cells. Everybody's a fucking racist out there. On both sides are fucking racist. The fucking convoy of truckers, a bunch of them are fucking Nazis and white supremacists and whatever the fuck, saying all sorts of crazy shit. And then Trudeau, the guy that they hate the most, he's in blackface. So what the fuck? It's embarrassing to be a Canadian. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be a wrestling fan. I'm going to leave the country and stop watching wrestling. That's what I'm going to do. Problem is, there's no good countries out there that you could go to that make sense anymore. America's fucked. Anthony says, come to the UK. We're fucked as well. There's nowhere to go. Oh, fuck.
Well, AJ's enjoying this, it seems.
Yeah. I can't go to Saudi Arabia, that's for sure. Yeah, of course, Prince Andrew is a piece of shit, too, Anthony. I mean, that's... No one's debating that. Ugh. Garbage people all over the place. Thank God we have the Ringside Report Network. Thank God for Wrestling Uncensored. The last beacon of hope. The last part of goddamn common sense left. I'm not taking sides. I want all the sides to go fuck themselves. I'm exhausted. We're done here.
Well, thank everyone who watched tonight. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Anthony, for staying up so late. Thank you, AJ, for being a friend. Thank you to Doug Hepburn. You're the super chat leader. Thanks to Brian Firth. What's up, Brian? You missed the wrestling talk tonight, Brian. Shout out to Ryan and Brian and everybody. And, yeah. Doug Hepburn says, as the world ends, will I be on? Probably not. If the world's ending, I'm going to have better things to do than watch goddamn SmackDown, I hope. I'm going to be fucking beating the shit out of people and taking their stuff. If the world ends, I'm going to be stocked up, and people around me are going to be in big trouble. Because I'm pretty sure I'm the toughest guy on my block, so. People are going to be coming to me. The Ringside Report army is going to be solid in the apocalypse times. Johnny, me, AJ, Freddie. We can all fight. So I think we'll be all right. We gang together. We'll be good. We're going to steal things from people, John. All right? Stockpile.
Wow, you have enough already. You got enough of everything there, it looks like. You're
Never.
set.
Never enough. All right. All right. We're done. I'm done with this. This is crazy. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. Thank you to the members. Don't forget, join.ringsidereport.net. Become a member. Support the team. Support me in these trying times. It's just crazy.
It'll get better.
I see things on both sides, honestly. Both sides I'm just disgusted with. I'm just sickened by everybody. And I'm just like, God damn. Have we lost all common sense? I think we have. Thankfully, we got Johnny North here to rein us in. I'll be back here tomorrow afternoon after the Elimination Chamber to recap whatever the hell we see. As long as I have enough good drugs in me to survive. Right? Right. Thank you. Become a member. Join the team. We love you. And we'll see you again tomorrow afternoon after the Chamber on the Ringside Report Network.